Yo, and welcome back to Jay's Gamepad. Yeah, so I wanted to talk a bit about Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. Now, for those out there that might not be aware or might not know, I got Final Fantasy 15 on release date. I had been waiting for this game 10 years prior to that, when it was Final Fantasy Versus 13. I saw the trailers, that first trailer where you see Noctis jumping down a building and fucking up the soldiers. I was mad hype. Then I saw the other trailers and I was getting even more hype. Then for a long period of time there was nothing. Then there was a few more trailers and I was a bit, what's happening with this game? And in my mind, and in a lot of people's mind that had been looking forward to this game and waiting for this game, it was a 10-year wait. Then it got changed to, was it from Final Fantasy 13 to Final Fantasy 15? They made it an official Final Fantasy game. And I think a lot of people was hyped about that. I was hyped, I was happy, I was looking forward to it. I was thinking, damn, Final Fantasy 15, they made it like official game. Wow. Alright then, cool. Then they brought out like some new trailers, some new cutscenes and stuff, and I was like, okay, I like this. Now in my head, I'm thinking they've got 10 years to flesh out the story, the gameplay. So I'm thinking that this game has to be godlike. This game has to be on point. This game has to be top tier. You know, Square Enix has to put everything into this game, because this game is like 10 years. Like what, like if not, what, I mean, what was you doing for 10 years? Yeah, then out of nowhere, they dropped a playable demo. You got it with Final Fantasy Type 0. I went and bought Type 0 just for the demo, then sold Type 0. Like, that's how much like I wanted to play this game. That's how hyped I personally was about Final Fantasy 15. Got my hands on the demo, I was playing it, and you know what, I ain't gonna front, I really liked it. I had so much fun. I was thinking to myself, yeah, this game's gonna be fucking sick. Then they released another demo. It was when Noctis was a kid and you're running around, like some dream sequence and stuff. And to be honest with you, like I wasn't that impressed. It's like, why release this as a demo? But maybe they dropped it because they want to get kids involved. So I'm thinking, well, is Final Fantasy gonna be a game for kids? I mean, for young children, or is it gonna be a game for adults, or a game for everybody to play? Like, what's going on? Anyway. Then they finally dropped Final Fantasy 15. I went and got it, copped it, Day 1 edition. Got my hands on it and I was hyped. I started playing this game, and do you know what? Like, I really liked the game. Like, I was playing it, I was enjoying it. I was thinking, this game is good. A part of me was just getting hyped, you know what I mean? I think it was so much tension and so much hype and excitement built up for 10 fucking years when I got my hands on this game and I started playing it. I was just like, I needed to love this game. Like, that's how I kind of felt. And I'm playing this game and it was really fun. Then it got to a point where, like, the latter end of the game, where the game became very, very narrow, very linear. And the story was like, what the fuck is going on with the story? Like, where's the rival? Like, it was all these things that didn't make any sense. And to be honest with you, I think watching the Kingsglaive movie didn't help as well, because as sick as that movie was, there was a lot of stuff that didn't connect to the actual game. And I just thought to myself, like, how can you make a prelude to a game right before the game happens, but like there's not that much connection from the movie to the game, you know? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm playing this game and went from proper excited, enthusiastic, to happy, to okay, to what the fuck is going on with the story, to this game is becoming boring and very linear. Then when you got to like the boss, like the last stage, it was just bam, over, like quick. And I just thought to myself, what the fuck is this? Like, are you kidding me? Like, the game just felt like short, like really short. It was as much hours and time I put into this game, it just felt really, really short. I'm thinking, nah, like, this don't feel right. And there's points in the game where like some of your teammates, they disappear for no reason and they come back, and it's just like, okay, and they don't really talk about what happened. It's like, where the fuck did you go? You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make any sense to me, man. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, are they doing it because they want to make DLC? Then lo and behold, what happens? They bring out DLC. You know what I'm saying? Ignis, you know what I'm saying? Prompto, It's just like, oh, come on, man. Like, I mean, they bring out 3 DLCs, you know what I mean, of like the 3 characters, like the 3 main characters, like your friends. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, is that why you made him run off, so you could like basically make DLC? Like, did you tear stuff out of the game and sell it back to us as DLC? Like, it's just, I just thought to myself, what is going on? Like, what is really going on? I didn't buy the DLC because I thought to myself, I'm not wasting my money. They're taking the piss. Because to me, the game felt like that there was mad content that was already chopped out. Whether you want to say it was the DLC or not, but I feel like a lot of content was chopped out of the game. A lot of stuff that I saw in the trailers leading up to the game weren't in the game, so it was like, what's going on? Like, these trailers came out like a month and weeks before the game actually released. Why ain't any of this content in the game? Because the latter end of the advertisement and the trailers, that you tend to find that like the trailers leading up to the game is what's definitely going to be in the game. So when I'm playing the game, I'm thinking, how come this ain't in the game or that ain't in the game? Things that I'm seeing in the trailers. So I just felt like they chopped mad stuff out of the game. Anyway, then all these rumours come out, they're talking about how maybe they think that the DLC was chopped out content and they're sending it back to us, which is part of the reason why I didn't buy it, because I thought, fuck you, I'm not buying it. You know, like trying to con me and stuff. You know, I remember talking to my friend about it, you know what I mean, like one of my brothers, he just finished the game as well, and it was a mixed bag, and it was mixed reviews out there. You know, like a lot of people were saying it was okay, so, you know what I mean, like some people said it was good, so, you know what I mean, like some people thought it was shit and boring, some people were disappointed with it, and I felt like because there was such a 10-year wait for this game, like it was just inexcusable, the fact that what they gave us just felt like 3/4 of a game, you know. So after I finished the game, I just didn't touch the game again. You know, like the DLC came out, I had a couple of my friends calling me, Jay, you play DLC, you should try DLC, it's good, you know, you should try it. I was like, no, I'm cool, man, I'm not wasting money on that shit. So I waited for a long ass time. Then they brought out the Royal Edition, and the Royal Edition is basically them fixing the game, adding things in the game, fleshing the game out more, adding more things to the story, fixing chapter 12, came with the DLC content as well. It's basically like everything that they had like made for the game up until that point, as well as fixing it. And I thought to myself, do you know what, yeah, like, let me just get this game, you know what I'm saying, like, let me get it, because by the time I saw it, like, it had already come out, had dropped down, it was in the sales. I think I got the game for something like about £20. I thought, fuck it, let me just buy it, it's only £20. So I sold my other one, got a voucher, I think I must have got about like £12 voucher for it, and bought the Royal Edition, so I only spent £8 on it, so I thought, fuck it, why not? And I got it, and I had it on my shelf for a long time, like probably, I don't know, like maybe a year. And when all this like sea virus and all this madness is happening in the world right now, we're all on quarantine, lockdown, all that bullshit, I thought to myself, do you know what, yeah, like, let me replay this game. And I replayed it, and do you know what, yeah, like, I've had a lot of fun, and this feels like the game we should have got from day one. All this content, all the DLC, everything they've done to fix it, this is how the game should have been from day one. Was I firmly believe here that there was no excuse to have a 10-year cycle, I mean production, and you gave us the bullshit you gave us on day one. It should never have been that. The Royal Edition should have been day one edition. That's what it should have been. I played the DLC, so much fun. And to be honest with you, like, I find it a bit annoying as well, because I don't understand how you couldn't incorporate into the game itself. Because I feel like you could have done that. Why is it I gotta go into the main menu just to select DLC? Like, incorporate that into the game, you know what I'm saying? I also was like really happy at the fact that we got the Final Fantasy 15 Cross Terror Wars. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. That's in game, you know, like a mission that you gotta go on. You know what I mean, like an adventure. That's in the game, so why couldn't DLC be like that? Like, they could have done that, and I still think that they should do that, because I don't like the fact that it feels disjointed, that you'll come out of the game, go into the main menu, go into the DLC. It's just silliness, you know. And I really enjoyed the Final Fantasy 14 and 15 crossover. I really loved that mission, really loved that. Like, that was really good, and you got a summon from that as well, so that's really good. You know what I mean? I just think that playing it, I had so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. And they fleshed out the story more as well, and it gave more content and more depth to what was going on, and it made things more clearer to understand as well, because the original base game was just like you know, was it the developers tried to say, oh yeah, well, you know, it's all there, but you just got to kind of figure it out. Like, people don't play games, you know what I mean, to be like trying to figure out what happened like months after they played it. Like, they want to play it and like be told or play through a really good story, not trying to figure shit out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't no psychological thriller where like there's a mad twist or you got to figure out what's going on. No, like, we want like a really good, in-depth, but easy to understand story being told to us. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, but with the Royal Edition, they kind of fixed a lot of that as well. So that's actually really good. Also got to play the Arden DLC. The Arden DLC came out after the Royal Edition. And I managed to get that on sale for £2, so that was cool. So I played through that as well. And to be honest with you, the Arden DLC was the best DLC out of all of them, me personally speaking. Like, it fleshes out his backstory, his motivation, why he was doing what he was doing. And this is the reason why that I feel like these DLCs should have been ingrained into the actual game itself, not as in like disjointed and coming out of the game into the menu just to play it, because of the fact that there was so much story that fleshed out his backstory. There could have been points in the game, could have done it from when Noctis was asleep for 10 years, I think it was. Like, they could have told Arden's backstory then. You could have played his DLC then in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ignis and Prompto and Gladius, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they walked off and stuff and done their stories, then come back and met up with him. Like, it would have been cool to do that, you know what I'm saying? To have a break of playing with the main character all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it would have created another dimension to it. So I feel like they, like, you know, dropped the ball on that. You know what I mean? Like, they missed the beat. They should have ingrained the DLCs into the actual game as well. Yeah, and also you had the Comrades DLC as well, like the online thing. So basically you get to play as a glaive, you build up your glaive character, and basically when you get to like the city and stuff, you come across the glaives and stuff, and then there's missions. Now, that wasn't there in the original game. It was very linear, it was very quick, bam bam, the boss, the game done. That's how it was. But you know what I mean? Like, they created like the city, you get to run around, was it like the Crown City and stuff? That was really good. You got a, you know what I mean, like a mega weapon. Like, they put a lot in the game, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that you had like an online game and you got to build your character and your actual character got to be in the game, like, that was really cool. But all these things should have been implemented from day one, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't. They added more cutscenes, more CG cutscenes and stuff. I remember there was like a trailer that came out, like a CG trailer that was really good. And when the initial game came out, that wasn't in there at all and stuff. But they incorporated it in there, made it make sense and stuff. You know. So yeah, I think overall, I think the Royal Edition, Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, is actually a really good game. And I feel like that Square Enix and the developers actually really hurt themselves bringing out the game the way they did in the condition that they did, especially when they had like a 10-year cycle. There was no fucking excuse for them to do that. And it just shows you that if you have a plan and a timeline to do stuff, and you've got a capable team and a good vision, then this is what you can do when things was it all in order. Obviously, like, there was all these things and rumors that was going on, and the production was swapping hands, and new directors were coming on and producers. It was a bloody mess, but it was still no excuse. You had 10 fucking years in it, so you know what I mean. But the Royal Edition is actually a really good game, and I had a really good time. And you know, I just thought I'd just talk about it because I've been playing it, you know, and I've really enjoyed it. All the extra content, yeah. And I just want to say that for those out there that hasn't played Final Fantasy 15, I would say go and buy the Royal Edition. You can get it for so cheap right now, and it's so worth your money. You got games like Final Fantasy 7 Remake coming out. That's a godlike game as well. But I'll say, if you've got some spare money, go and grab it because it's really cheap, and this is the game that they should have given us from day one. It's such a good game. It's got a lot of content and it's so much fun. So yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about it. Maybe you can call this a review or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and to be honest with you, like, I think when I played the original, like, I think I might have given it like a 7. Then when I like tried to play it again on New Game Plus and stuff like that, and I just thought to myself, nah, like, I just wasn't feeling it. So I think I ended up giving it like a 6 or 6.5 or something. So, but this Royal Edition is a really good game, and I will give this game a very strong 8 out of 10. That's how good I think this game is now. You know, it's got a lot of content. It's worth the money you can pick up for really cheap. Like I said, if you never played it or you don't have it, recommend you go and get it. It's a really good game. So yeah, that's my rant/review. Hope you enjoyed watching and listening, and I will speak to you soon.